Are you tired of getting hit with that classic cloud storage full notification, where your only option is to pay up just to keep saving your own files? Meanwhile, you're just handing over your personal data to these big cloud companies in a storage space that you don't actually own or control. Well, today we're putting an end to that by building the ultimate private cloud using ZimaOS and the Zimaboard. With this setup, you can access your files from anywhere, on any device, with no subscriptions. And on top of that, it can also run other services like Pi-hole to block ads across your entire network, plus a ton of others that all install with a single click. In this video, I'll be going over the full setup from start to finish, so let's get right into it. First, let's take a look at the hardware. At the center of it here is the Zimaboard. It's pretty much an all-in-one computer that fits in the palm of your hand. I'm pairing it with their dual drive rack, and I'll be dropping in these two 4TB hard drives. The Zimaboard mounts on top of the rack, and the two drives slide right in, secured by a few thumb screws. Finally, we can plug in the SATA cables, and it's really that simple. Super compact, and the all-aluminum look is pretty nice. Everything here is linked down below in the description. Quick note, if you're watching this as of mid-2026, you probably know that hardware prices have gone up quite a bit. The Zimaboard comes with ZimaOS pre-installed, but it can also be installed completely for free on other hardware. So if you've got a PC and some unused drives laying around and you want to repurpose them, you can get ZimaOS running on it. I've linked a step-by-step guide below for doing that, and you can pick back up right here to follow along with the rest. All right, now that all the hardware is set up, we can plug in an Ethernet cable, give it power, and let it boot. We don't actually need a monitor. Instead, just grab a computer and head over to the Zima downloads page. Scroll down and we're gonna download the Zima client for desktop. This is gonna help us with the setup and give us access to a bunch of features. All right, now once we've got that installed, we can go ahead and open it up. You'll see this welcome screen, and it's actually gonna search for any device that's running ZimaOS on our network. So you can see the Zimaboard 2 for me shows up right here. So I'll click that and click connect. And it'll take us straight to the web dashboard. So I'm gonna accept this here, create my account with my username, and I'll pick a secure password. I'll hit next, and it'll take us right to the landing page. And this is basically where everything lives. So there's a ton of features in here. For example, we've got the App Store here, and you can even create virtual machines on here to run other operating systems, which is nice. But right now I want to focus on setting up the storage. You can see here under storage, it's only showing 47.7 gigabytes, and that's because I haven't set up my drives yet. And to do that, I'm gonna go into settings, and I'm gonna click start right here, combine, and it's gonna give us a couple options for storage, either RAID 1 or RAID 0, and this is a pretty important decision. RAID 0 is gonna give you the full storage capacity of your drives, but there's no redundancy. So if one of the drives were to fail, you would lose all the data on that drive. RAID 1, on the other hand, makes an exact copy of your data, but that also cuts the usable storage size in half. In my case, I don't think I'm gonna need the full 8 terabytes, so I'm gonna go with RAID 1 because I kind of want that extra safety net. So I'll choose that and go next. I'm gonna select the 2 drives here for a total of 4 terabytes. And you can give it a name. I'll just keep it as safe storage for now, and create. And that should only take like a few seconds. Once we do that, I'm gonna go to files just to check things out. And you can see that right here, I have all the system files, and then I have safe storage, which is the new 4 terabyte storage array that we just made. Now that we have our storage set up, it's time to make it accessible on any device and from anywhere. And to do that, this is where the Zima client is gonna come in again. So opening that back up, you'll see that there's a little login button here, so I'll click that, and it's gonna let me log in. So I'll just type that same username and password that we just set up. I'm gonna select the safe storage folder here, and then for quick access, I'll go with safe storage. And here's the cool part, it actually mounts that storage to your file system. So if I go open safe storage, you'll see that it's actually available in the file explorer here. So here are the system files that we were just looking at in the web dashboard, and that 4 terabyte storage we just set up. And now I can just drop in any files I want. So I've got some downloads here, a couple images, and a video. So I'll just drag those and drop them right in. You'll see that they're gonna upload, and they should show up, yeah, just like that. So now going back to the web dashboard, we can open the files here, and you'll see that, yeah, those images and the video show up right here as well. The client's also gonna give us remote access out of the box, so you don't have to mess with any network configurations or VPN unless you really want to. You'll see that there's this little icon here that says remote connection available. And just to test that out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch over to my phone's hotspot here. And once we do that, we should see In the client, it's gonna show that it's trying to reconnect again. And after a minute, we should be able to connect remotely. And yeah, looks like we've got the remote connection now. From here, we could even go back to our dashboard. So we've still got access to the web dashboard, and I've still got access to the storage from my Finder. On top of that, the Zima client's also available for any platform. So this will work the same way on a Windows desktop or even from our phone. So I'm actually gonna pull my phone up really quick just to show you. I've got the Zima app installed here, and it's gonna give us all the same functionality that we have on our computer. So I can see all the information right here. I can access the files, and there's also a really cool feature where I can actually back up my photos from my camera roll. So I can go select any album I want, whether it's my recents, my favorites. And to test, I'll just select this album here that has 11 photos in it and click start. And it'll back up all of those photos there. There's also some settings here, like auto backup, so that any new photos that come into your camera roll will automatically be backed up. On top of all this, we aren't just stuck accessing the files from this app. We can go to the native Files app and it'll show up right there too. And everything I dropped in on my computer shows up here, so I can download that, or I can go ahead and delete this photo right here, and that change is gonna sync across all devices, so you can see that it just disappeared here from my computer. Being able to have this central sync location for our storage that we can access from anywhere is pretty nice, but that's really just the beginning of what we can do here. So if we go back to the App Store in the dashboard, there's a ton of different services we can set up. Probably one of the most useful is Pi-hole, which is going to block ads and trackers for any device on our network. I actually set this up on a Pi 02W in a previous video, but we can run that here instead. First, I'm gonna recommend setting a static IP for whatever device you have that's running ZimaOS. You can do that in your router's app or admin page. I've got some deco routers, and I can set an IP reservation for devices right here, so I've already set one up here for the Zimaboard. And now we can go back to the App Store and install Pi-hole. I'll let it continue in the background. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and launch it. I'm gonna copy this password here, and then we can log in. And this is the dashboard where we're gonna be able to see traffic on our network in real time, as well as all of the ads and trackers that are being blocked. All we need to do now is head back to our router's app or admin page and look for a DNS or DHCP server menu. So for me, it's gonna be right here. And under primary DNS, I'm gonna put in the IP address of the Zimaboard or whatever device you have running ZimaOS. So for me, that'll be 192.168.68.101. And I'll click save. And now any DNS requests are gonna go through Pi-hole that's running on the Zimaboard. And it's gonna filter out all the ads and all the other junk. And it looks like the queries are already stacking up here somehow, so at least we know it's working. But just to test it a little further, I'm gonna go to adblocktester.com, and I'll turn off my browser's built-in ad blocking, and you can see that we're getting a pretty decent 70 out of 100 here. So it's not gonna get everything, but the huge benefit here is that it's gonna apply to any device connected to your home network. So it's not limited to a single browser or single device. So at this point, we've got storage that we can access from anywhere and on any device, plus network-wide ad blocking. But the Zimaboard still has plenty of horsepower left to run even more, and the App Store has a ton to offer. For example, if you wanted to own your media and streaming, you could set up Plex or Jellyfin, turning this into a personal streaming service for all your movies and shows. Or if you wanted to have a self-hosted smart home setup, you could use this as your home assistant server. You can even set up AI agents like Hermes or OpenClaw to run on here. Now, I don't want this to be a super long video because each of these could be full videos on their own, so I've dropped some setup guides for these down in the description below. Now you've got a fully functioning personal cloud that you have complete ownership and control of, plus ad blocking across your entire home network, all with 0 monthly fees and the ability to expand with a bunch of other useful services. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.